Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, welcome. What's up, man? Mm-hmm.
Running against Josh Hawley, I think, for Senate.
Shot a guy in the face. I saw this. Yes.
Well, not in the face. He got hit in the arm. But
Oh.
what happened was
Okay.
they went to a quote-unquote shooting range. By the way, this was not a shooting range. This was literally just someone's backyard,
Mm-hmm.
a residential area. The
Right.
reason that is because there was no backstop. They were firing at steel plates from at most 7 yards away with an AR-15. So the reason that's significant is because when you're shooting at metal that close and there's no backstop or any kind of anything that can catch the round, there's this lovely thing called a ricochet. And a ricochet is exactly what plinked the guy in the arm.
Man. Maybe their point is they're trying to prove how if you're retarded, guns are really dangerous to use.
Yes. What's even funnier is that they had jars of tannerite on the table where they were storing all of their magazines and other firearms that they were going to use later on. Now, the reason that's horrifying is because tannerite is a chemical compound that is typically stored separated, but when it is combined, it's like dynamite. It goes kaboom.
Mm-hmm. I'm familiar with tannerite from some YouTube channels.
And the way the tannerite is stored in jars like that, it's stored specifically to be shot at, because then you make the big boom and it's cool and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But when it's separated, when the compound is separated like that as it's stored in the jar, it requires a significant amount of force in order to actually create that explosive effect.
Mm-hmm.
So if you fire at it with a shotgun, it's not going to do anything because the pellets don't have the force necessary to actually make it go. But if a rifle round hits it, then it goes kablooey. So at this point, you should be very, very glad that your buddy got hit in the arm as opposed to the jar got hit and then everything fucking explodes, there's a fire, and at least one person has lost an eye. Like, Jesus Christ.
I wonder if there's a single person they can trot out who knows how to use a gun who would support gun control. Like, you'd think that if they're trying to, like, convince people of their position, they would make sure to have some people that actually know how to do it. Like, you were talking about Tim Walz a couple weeks ago, and now this. It's like, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's useful, I say grab it.
In his defense, he almost killed a journalist, right? I mean, maybe that was the play.
Yes. A lot of people have said that same thing.
So, how's your day? How's your day going? Was today a cram day, or are you not quite there yet?
Tomorrow and the next day.
All right.
Amazing! Great moves back there.
Hail!
Yeah.
Let's push through!
Right. Let's settle this quick. To battle.
Get in there and
Face me. Slash.
So, I think Republicans have now surpassed Democrats in the early vote in Nevada,
Any states, yeah.
which is going to be really, really hard for them to overcome. Like, they're just hoping that half of the Republicans decided instead of voting on election day, we're going to vote early, and then nothing else changes. That's the only way.
Power, come forth, royal soul! Flare! you prepared? Hack and slash.
And that's that! Victory's ours!
I think I'm getting used to it.
Satisfactory. I shall strive to use this power wisely.
Our immediate vicinity is secure. We should be safe.
Whoa.
Let's take it and move on.
Are you well? I cannot say you didn't.
Dad? What now?
Exemplary.
Dad?
That
Very nice. So I guess that Mark Cuban story is actually true. I thought it was just shit posting.
Yes, it is.
Can any of these ultra rich people just be normal? It seems like none of them can
Absolutely
be.
not.
So Bronny went out there for 3 minutes, chucked up 2 bricks, got 1 rebound, and hit the hit the bricks.
one job done.
It's more than I accomplished today, in fairness.
I think they see us!
Very impressive.
Damn, they're onto us. You're dead with this.
I'm not saying that he is the worst player to ever get into an NBA game, but he's got to be in the conversation
Power
now.
of kings.
Apparently, he tried to, like, sexually harass Dirk Nowitzki's brother. Six Flags.
Show no mercy.
I will fight by this power. Light! Still here? No. Let's wrap this up.
Is everyone all right?
You're at the top of your game!
This won't do.
Let justice prevail.
And that's that! Victory's ours!
Remain steadfast. Some foes still draw breath. Impressive as ever.
Let's push through. Come and get me. Dad? That takes care of that. I think we're safe now.
Yeah, I thought it was fake too, but enough people are talking about it now to where I guess there's at least truth
I can feel my power grow.
in the accusation, even if it ends up not actually being
Your
true.
training has paid off.
But I thought it was just a meme. I thought it wasn't even like being taken seriously as an accusation.
I imagine that would be of use.
Come on!
Looks like they
Dad?
found us! Whew.
All right.
Very nice.
All right. How's that?
I knew I could count
Come on! Good one!
Now, we must strike to win this.
First move!
Bunch of...
It's no war out there every day. You can't hide from me. You gotta pray by the rules where you could gotta laugh in the face of this out is free.
You think yourself equal to a Ujief's agility?
They miss the history, but they fight all the place in it. Yeah, they fight all the place in it. Kind of times they just have to let us fight. I know it's not your fault to say, but there ain't no
Let us clean up this mess.
It's okay. Come forth, Royal Soul! Flare! A tough one!
Now, what's the play?
The end's in sight!
Nice! Always comes through. Hulkenberg got them right
You
in the
think
weak
yourself
spot.
equal? Some darker arts. First one!
Heisey took one down. You can't hide from me. You gotta play by the rules where you could. Only one left. Finish them off and we're clear. When your friends and boss
Light!
don't like on the face of it. It's the history.
I shall fight.
Looks like that's all of them. Great job, everybody.
Wish every fight was that easy, eh?
So, apparently they're trying to trot out yet another story that's going to end Trump's career in the next couple of days here.
Victory is ours.
I'm not sure if it's the story about the Mexican service person or if it's something different. But they seem to think they finally have him.
And safety hard won.
Wow, good find.
When did you notice Biden's mental decline?
Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, D, all of the above.
That is pretty good.
Found something.
Yeah.
I mean, Austin, at this point, my map would literally just be every swing state is red. Like, all the data I'm seeing from, like, every swing state except for, I guess, Michigan is obscenely positive. Like, my map is not going to be that interesting right now. I'm just going to say that. Like, everything except for, like, Michigan is trending Trump. It's kind of wild, actually. I don't know if this was always going to happen, or if this is just him being a really good closer, but, He is peaking at just about the exact right time.
All right. How's that?
You could do it.
Especially when you remember that a lot of people are going to vote early, so anything that happens in the last week won't matter
They saw us.
nearly as much as it used to.
This could be our
A
chance.
lot of Democrats.
Yeah. I mean, that was why the Democrats did the strategy they did with Fetterman. They had him debate once right before Election Day so that most people had already voted by the time the debate happened. So even though he shit his pants, it didn't matter.
Right. So this is a situation where Democrat turnout is way the fuck down. It is completely in the toilet. And it's completely in the toilet because Kamala's an awful fucking candidate. So most of the Democrats are going to vote early, but turnout is way fucking down, especially compared to 2020. Like you're saying, not much is going to happen in the last couple of days to change their mind. What on earth could happen in the next 14 fucking days that could get the Democrats up off of their asses if they haven't already? The answer is pretty much nothing. They're not going to magically hate Donald Trump anymore. But a lot of them have already admitted defeat and given in to their naturally submissive inclination. Accepted the inevitable. If he wasn't about to win, Chuck Schumer wouldn't have gone to the Al Smith dinner to kiss his ass. If he wasn't about to win, Mark Cuban of all fucking people would be begging for mercy. Like,
Now, what's the plan?
he's obviously gonna win.
Were you paying attention to politics very much in 2010?
To an extent, yes. To the extent that I do right now,
They saw
not
us.
even close. However, among my contemporaries, I was definitely the most plugged in individual out there. I'm not going to sit here and say that I was the most plugged in individual out there among everybody that there is to think of. Just among people who at the time were like 20.
Here they go.
Right. Well, the reason I ask is because somebody was posting this Twitter thread a couple months ago of advertisements that Democrat candidates were running. And because Obama was such a weak president at that point in time, that was literally like the valley of his approval rating, the 2010 midterms. Every single Democrat was running ads trying to distance themselves from Obama. It was actually kind of crazy to look at. But Obama was so unpopular at that point in time. Every semi-contested House seat and Senate seat and governorship, all their ads were like trying to distance themselves from Obama. It was pretty wacky.
Which was insane because 2 years previously, the only thing that they could think of was, oh my god, I've got to hitch my ride to this fucking wagon. Because he had this incredible mandate, he won in a massive landslide. And that was just because America was busy jacking itself off over the idea of how much they had conquered racism by voting for this guy. And it only took 2 years for him to fuck everything up so much that everybody was like, holy fuck, I should have voted for Colin Powell if I wanted a black guy that badly.
I'll cut you down.
Observe the enemy. Come! Oh, shards of ice!
And the reason why I bring that up is because you're kind of starting to see the same thing now with these Senate candidates. Where a lot of them are starting to lose, like the Pennsylvania guy, the Ohio guy, and they're doing the same thing, which should
You're
tell
cutting
you
in
something.
and out. You got a lot of them are starting to lose.
Oh,
Then
okay, sorry. Let me
you
switch to
became
the
robot.
let me switch to the website. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully this is better.
Much better. Did you switch to the browser off again?
Yeah, I did.
I don't know why the Christy app is just such shit. Because it's only been recently. It was fine for fucking years, and then all of a sudden, like a couple of months ago, just.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But anyway, So what I was saying was you're seeing the same thing now with Democrat candidates for Senate seats trying to run away from Kamala and towards Trump.
Only a flesh wound.
Well, Austin, I do think, I do actually think that when we come out of this in 3 weeks or whatever, how long it takes for them to finish counting, and we will say Biden would have done better than Kamala ends up doing. But I don't think it was a mistake to switch candidates because Biden couldn't run a campaign. His brain didn't work anymore. They needed somebody who could stage a
Yes.
comeback, and he had no chance of doing that. At least Kamala had a chance. She just isn't doing it. But
Yeah,
I
and
do
see,
think that
that's the
Kamala
thing,
will
is-
do worse than Biden would have.
Yes, I agree with that. Biden would have done better than Kamala would have, but it was the right thing to do to get rid of him. They just needed to do it early, much earlier, and have like an actual primary. Because the thing with Kamala is that the reason Joe won is because he is Bulldog Joe, friend of the working man, Union Joe, blue collar Joe. Unions voted for Joe. They're not voting for Kamala. The working class, white or not, the working class is not voting for Kamala. But especially among whites, she's getting killed.
I mean, the interesting play would have been switch to Andy Bashir a year ago. I can't remember if I sent you this yesterday or not, so...
Too much, perhaps? Allow me to use this.
Oh no, I saw that when I was looking around. It was very base, very funny.
Let's go.
Really enjoyed it. Because I remember reading in the books there was a fucking
I'll cut you down.
Dean Thomas, by the way, who is black,
Yeah.
remarked to Harry and Ron when they were at the ball. This is in the book, it didn't happen in the movie.
Right.
He remarks to Ron, he's like, how the hell did you two fucking dorks end up getting two of the most attractive looking girls in our year? And Ron goes, animal magnetism. And Harry's just like, what? It's just like the two most attractive. He's like, what?
I mean, I always got the impression that they were supposed to be attractive.
They were. That's how Rowling wrote it. But I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah.
But anyway,
They're beautiful
yeah,
when they're not
like
shitting in the street.
Kamala's big issue is that she's indicative most
That's
out
all
of
them.
every Democrat
We're
politician
safe
out
for the
there
time being.
of the changing demographics of the Democrat Party, who they're trying to appeal to, and why they don't fucking work. Right now, they're having a huge crisis where everyone's just like, why the fuck don't straight white men want to vote for us? Why aren't we reaching them? Unironically saying this shit after 20 years of saying that exactly those guys are awful. Meanwhile, they win in 2020 because they ran a straight white man who had spent decades in Washington saying, I am the friend of the working man. So suddenly all those working straight white guys who voted for Trump in 2016 were thinking, you know what, I like this guy. You know, not all of them, of course, but enough, allegedly, to have moved the needle in the opposite direction. And then they abandon that for Kamala, thinking, well, everyone who's always voted Democrat in the past will continue to vote Democrat. How the fuck do you figure that? After everything that's happened in the last 4 years, and the fact that you don't appeal to any of the demographics who actually got Biden elected. You don't appeal to blacks, You don't appeal to the working class. You damn sure don't appeal to whites. I don't even know who the fuck she's supposed to appeal to other than gays. That's like less than 5% of the country by a lot. Like,
Well, she appeals to white, upper middle class suburban women, like wine moms and cat ladies,
who are childless, because you can't say wine moms, because if they do have kids, they don't want to vote for her.
Basically resist libs, right? You know, you have resist libs. That's about it. And let's face it, you're gonna get the resist libs to vote for you no matter what. That's not the group you need to be trying to appease.
How did this happen?
Oh yeah, right guy. Snacks was talking about that earlier. I guess Sydney Sweeney's gonna be in some movie where she has an affair with Sammy Davis Jr.
Yes. And by the way, the guy that they cast for Sammy Davis Jr. doesn't look a fucking thing like him, and is incredibly muscular, which Sammy Davis Jr. was not. I'm sitting here like, you fucking kidding? The only reason to cast this guy specifically is so that you could have what they would consider to be like a black hunk who would just pick up on the most attractive white woman. You know, if this was 15 years ago, it would be, this guy would be with Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Or Angelina Jolie, you know. Literally the entire point of this is a Jewish plot to humiliate straight white male sexuality because they're freaking out over Sydney Sweeney, and it's all like, I don't understand how the fuck these guys come to that conclusion when they could just be like, look at how fucking popular she is. It's a license to print money right now because we've been ignoring these fucking guys for 20 years. Why? How many hundreds of millions of dollars have Hollywood studios lost in the last couple of years because they've been investing in absolute slop? Joker's a $200 million fucking loss, and Warner Brothers is fucking scrambling to get Sydney Sweeney to be in as many of these movies as possible. Why do they just suddenly hate money? I don't get it. Thousands of years of money, and now they...
Yeah. Even Tarantino. Like, he's got Sydney Sweeney in his movie that he made 5 years ago, and he barely ever shows her feet. Like, it's like he hates money.
God damn it.
Yeah. I had to do it.
Now accept your fate. Mustn't settle for last one.
Like, I don't know if you read the whole Nate Silver article I sent you earlier today, talking about the Kamala Harris campaign and the issues that she might be having.
I did read about it. And it was fucking hysterical. It was the likability thing.
Yeah.
Like I said to you as I was reading it, I'm like, this doesn't come off as he's trying to convince anybody other than he's writing this for other libs.
Yeah.
So that in 2 weeks when the inevitable happens, and they go, well, how did this happen? He's like, hey, by the way. Because, like, the shit is hilarious coke if you just read it in a vacuum. But if you're like, if you were a delusional fuckwit who thought that, like, oh, Tim Walz is America's dad, and that's why I'm voting for Harris Walz. Like, my God.
Yeah, I mean, I think his article very clearly is trying to prepare the soft landing, right? That article is there because he wants to basically say, hey, I think Trump can win. In fact, I think Trump is more likely than not to win at this moment. Here's why. Because he doesn't want to be, you know, one of those guys. He's a liberal, but he doesn't want to be belong to the hysterical idiots who assume they're always going to win and freak out when they don't.
Watch out! Yep.
I will say that if Biden was still running, I think there'd be no drama from the media. I think they would just be like, okay, we know Trump's going to win now. Because Biden wouldn't even be able to campaign.
Yeah, like the difference between him now and him just a few short months ago when he was still the candidate is so massive that people are like, is that a body double? Or like, did they find the perfect cocktail mixture of drugs? And it's like, dude, the answer is obvious. He's not even the president anymore. Because when he dropped out as the candidate, he simultaneously signed an order empowering the Secretary of State and the Secretary of Defense to make decisions, and the Secretary of the Treasury, to make decisions on behalf of the executive office. It was basically a quiet admission that he was no longer able to execute the function of the office. He cannot fulfill his duties as the President of the United States. Rather than step down and have Kamala run as the incumbent, because they know full well that the incumbent would lose in this election easily, because they fucked it up really badly in the last 4 years. Kamala effectively has to run against herself, and her campaign has been, things will be better when I'm president because Joe's holding me back. Even though I can take credit for the good things that have happened, the bad things, that was all Joe's fault. It'll be different when I'm the one in charge. And everyone just sits there and says, but how? And then she says, well, Donald Trump. And then everyone just fucking stops listening. And
Is this right?
well, like,
Get ready.
he's very obviously not the president anymore. He doesn't make any decisions. I think if he tried to make a decision, nobody would listen to him. So all of the stress of the job is gone. He doesn't need to worry about campaigning anymore. Because of that, he doesn't need to worry about like putting up the facade of, oh, look how strong and capable I am. Instead, he's just being the completely fucking ancient, dementia-ridden piece of shit, and he's just having a good time. Because of that, he comes across as more genuine, and just about at every opportunity, he's sabotaging Kamala everywhere he goes, which is hilarious. But yeah, I mean, at this point, especially with how bad it was right before he dropped out, bro, I think if he was still the candidate, he probably would have died. He very nearly died back in July. It was like the week before he dropped out. He had to be rushed to emergency surgery in fucking Delaware. And that's why he was there when he dropped out, and he did it over fucking letter instead of being at the White House saying it, but he was in Delaware at the time. That's why Kamala flew to fucking Delaware. What happened? Bro, this entire year has been a shit show from start to finish. All because of one simple sentence. Trump was right about everything. Everything he said was gonna happen was gonna fucking happen.
Thank you.
Is exactly what's been happening over the last 4 years. If you're right about all that shit, stands to reason to be right about something else in the future.
No holding back. Hack and slash.
Hulkenberg's moving slower.
Cannot move.
So, I think it was Michigan's Secretary of State was initially saying it would take them 3 days to announce results. Now she's backed off and said it will take 1 day.
Yeah. They were testing the waters, and people immediately were all like, you're not gonna pull this shit again. And they're like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all like, we all know damn well you're gonna have those results before midnight on the West Coast. We all know. Everybody knows.
Rancor!
You've got a
I will
bunch of
fight
illness.
healer.
Down, Captain.
With healing power.
My thanks.
I owe you.
I'm obliged.
Like, imagine if Biden had given a slightly better debate performance in June. He'd probably still be here, but he wouldn't be able to campaign because he's too old. He'd just be, like, sitting in the White House waiting to see what happens.
I shall sword master.
You know what would be really funny? What if Biden just like completely pulled a fast one on everybody, and he just leaned into it and just like when he went into that debate, he had no intention of winning at all. Just decided to cause as much chaos as possible.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would have been
Now
amazing.
accept your fate. Ha! Die!
My favorite was when
goes-
he
He just
said
goes to
that men having sex with their sisters and impregnating them was like a big problem in America. Remember that?
yeah. That was like his whole entire fucking debate,
Power.
some shit like that. And then like he just goes up there and like he audibly and noticeably shits his
Much
pants.
thanks.
And
Helpful as ever.
Trump hears it and smells it and he goes, "Yo, did you just shit yourself?" And Joe goes, "I defecated. He orchestrated it." Oh my god.
Oh, this is a good one. You probably already seen it.
Yes. Yes, I have. It was very, very outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
I love those crystal memes.
After all these years,
I
he
think-
still has the best. He still has the best meme army you could possibly have.
Yes. The fucking Bono says if Trump wins, he'll drive his car off a cliff. Trump needs me.
Did he?
I'll go past you, Trump.
Did he actually say that? People say that stuff, and then it's just like a meme. Like somebody will tweet out, "This guy said he'll do this if Trump wins," but most of the time, like the celebrity never said it. They just made it up for memes. I wonder if he actually said that.
Hack and slash.
I cannot move.
Well, the tweet with a shitload of views that this is from Joel Fisher,
Uh-huh.
who I don't think is any kind of like big time anchor or anything.
Mm.
It's certainly not from Bono himself. It just says breaking Bono vows to drive his car off a cliff at some point. So
Okay.
probably bullshit. But oh yeah, by the way, that dude is running against Hawley, who fucking accidentally shot a journalist at
Right?
his retarded event. His name is Cunt.
No.
I shit you
gonna-
not. K-U-N-C-E. His name is Cunt.
That's an interesting one.
It is pronounced
This
Cunt.
should work.
His name is Cunt.
That's an all-timer.
You think yourself equal to a Ujief's agility? Do I overuse our
Who's this
whole
Cunt?
power of
I can't even
kings?
fucking believe that shit.
I show no mercy.
Will 46 make it to next election 2026? No, I don't think he's going to make it very far past the election. Like, people...
Vacationing by today, but if he was still president, yeah, he'd be gone by now.
I mean, people do lose the will to live when they no longer serve a purpose. We see this all the time. People don't die until they feel like their work is done, and it just kind of happens very quickly.
Yeah, just anything that tethers them to this mortal coil when they lose that, I'll think of. Like, the Queen of England is not only the longest reigning monarch in the history of England, she's the longest reigning monarch in the history of planet Earth. No one had ever been monarch for longer than her, ever. She lasted that fucking long without any problems at all, not even getting seriously sick. Her husband, who she loved very, very much, died, and less than a year later, she's gone. Like, and members of the royal family keep saying, they're like, yeah, after Prince Philip died, like, all the will to live seemed to have just been
We're not out of this yet.
right out of her.
My thanks.
One of the richest and most powerful people on the planet. But none of that shit matters, because we're like, well, soulmate's gone.
Only a flesh wound.
That's about it. Like, what more can you do? You're so fucking old that your kids are starting to die of old age.
Sword
Like,
master.
well, What more reason is there not? So you look at Biden, and like, he's so dementia-ridden he can't even enjoy molesting kids anymore. He can't execute the office or the functions of the office of president. Like he's got nothing to go off of other than just
Quite a move.
vacationing.
I owe you.
Was needed.
Maybe that's good for a couple of months, but I mean,
Not bad, if I say so myself.
Mate! Freeze!
Yeah, Charles Schultz passed away like a week after he ended Peanuts. You got to give yourself stuff to do if you want to stay alive. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. You know, there's still a part of me that thinks that they're going to arrange it so that Kamala gets a month or two as president. They're just going to have him step down during the lame duck period, so that way she can be a trivia question for the rest of time.
I was saying that back when Biden stepped down from being the candidate, because I was like, why in the fuck would he step down from being the candidate but not step down from being the president?
Mhm.
How are you not capable of being the candidate, but you are capable of being the president right now? That doesn't make any sense.
Mhm.
So ever since that happened, I was like, yeah, regardless of what happens in November, I think in December she becomes president.
Mhm.
Because if she wins, then hey, here, get a running start. And if she loses, hey, fuck you, Hillary. You know, it's that simple. But there's a lot of people who still keep talking about Trump being a convicted felon. And I'm like, you guys are not paying very much attention to the appeals case, are you? Like, I guarantee you they will still bring it up and call him a convicted felon even after the appeals court overturns a conviction.
Mhm. Right.
And it's all like he literally was found guilty in
Let
a
us
kangaroo
clean up this
court
mess.
by a jury that was handpicked out of people who followed the flop fake news that have been hitting on him for a decade. The judge wouldn't allow the defense to actually do anything to
It's
defend
okay.
himself.
Come forth, royal
Mhm.
soul.
The first fucking day that the case goes to appeals, the appeals court is absolutely disgusted by what the
Lights!
prosecution did to such an extent that the prosecution's closing
Now,
statement
what's
literally
the play?
amounts to, "For the love of
Sword
God, please
master!
don't punish us for what we did."
Hack and slash.
And yet, that apparently
I
totally
stand,
legitimate.
let
Yeah.
justice prevail.
I'll use what I must. I show no mercy.
But hey, a guy who gets caught red-handed raping and murdering a woman
They cut your
70 years ago gets let out now because he's black, and surely that was just a case of racial bias.
In the name
She was 88
fucking-
years old, you sick fuck.
of, I call upon royal power within.
right on target.
Observe.
You know that meme, right? You've seen that meme on X, right?
Yes. Oh
The
yeah,
enemy
all the time.
comes.
I love
That's a great
Oh,
one.
shards of ice. Missed the mark.
Pull yourself
Um,
together.
it. Yeah,
Perhaps
it's
this
been
suits me
going a
best.
lot because an
Now
aging woman
accept your fate.
did the meme again.
Mhm.
Ha!
Where she's like, I don't care who you are, a 49-year-old man dating a 29-year-old woman is just wrong. It turns out she's divorced and she's about that age, so it's all like somebody's ex-husband decided to start dating again.
Let's go.
He got a
So
20-year-old,
be careful.
With healing
and now
powers.
she's mad. So that's what led to the meme, like the one I sent you. I consent, I
I shall
don't.
fight as the noble I sword master.
It's good stuff.
An absolute classic.
I'll cut you down.
Hulkenberg,
I shall
pull
shut
yourself.
Going back into the crystals.
Hulkenberg, pull yourself
Exactly.
together.
So then, in Star Trek Voyager, you may have heard of the very famously annoying character Neelix.
Oh, yes.
Captain, they've got your
And
defenses down.
Neelix's girlfriend is a character that's only in like the first 3 seasons. Her name is Ket. He comes from a race
Let's stay calm.
people called the Okampa, and the thing about the Okampa is they age extremely quickly.
Much thanks.
They're an adult by 6 months old,
Stroll.
No.
and they usually die of old age around 8 or 9. So Ket is a fully mature adult woman at the age of 3. And Neelix is in his 40s or something.
Oh,
Oh,
oh
shards
God.
of ice.
So this is like anime
Right.
now.
Right, and his girlfriend is 3 because, you know, her people like in dog years she's like 30 something.
Hmm.
I show no mercy.
But so Simp Neelix is one of the great accounts that I follow, and you've been involved in there, and he's all like,
Beautiful dodge, Heisman.
hey, you know,
With healing
if her age is on the clock, it's time to
My
get
thanks.
ready for it.
I owe you.
Thank you.
No,
It's like
God.
he was
In the
years
no
old,
holding
you
back.
think, wait a minute, I'm using the meme right. Speaking of using the meme right, I DM'd you a good one about Wife Jack.
Mm-hmm. I've noticed that. Yeah. They don't understand POV.
Yeah, women just can't do it right.
Could do with this.
Hulkenberg's
Is everyone
moving
up?
slower.
Power of heroes! Freeze!
Hulkenberg got them right
Be
in their weak
neither
spot.
Slash!
Yeah, Belichick's dating a really young
I will
woman.
fight with
You're
pride.
right about that. That's correct.
Take it.
Refuse to die yet!
Someone kill him fast! Heismay's in real danger.
I call upon royal power within.
Let's try this.
Oh yeah, I was laughing at the Lakers fan that we have in the Discord earlier.
Oh, shards of
As
ice!
he was celebrating after they won this game.
You think yourself equal to
And, you know,
Yuji's agility?
that's not something to laugh at him for. You know, they won. Hey, that's great. But he said that's the first opening night win in the LeBron era, the Lakers. Which means they're 1-4 on opening night. LeBron joined that team. Jesus.
Perhaps this
That is kind of crazy. You'd think the Lakers would be getting every call for every season opening home game they play. You'd think that every
Yeah.
single game would just be like 80 free throws for the Lakers.
Oh, wow. They nearly choked, too. They only won by 7.
Yeah,
At
it
one
got
point,
a
they
little
were
close
leading
at the
by,
end.
I show no mercy!
They were leading by a crazy.
Now come forth, royal soul. We can do this.
My thanks.
My thanks.
Trust me.
Heisman!
I can't afford
they dropped
sword
their
master.
defenses.
This calls for one of these.
Quite a boon.
But yeah, I think Ant's a fraud. I think the Wolves spent their life force just to beat Denver in the playoffs last year, and then they'll never be that good again.
Mm-hmm. It's possible.
LMAO.
I don't know very much about Dream Scarecrow Bar, so I got nothing to say about that.
Josh McRoberts, that was a great player. Wow. LeBron actually had a really shitty night.
Yeah, he didn't do
Wow.
much.
Listen to this. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 7 for 16 shooting, 1 for 4 from 3, 2 turnovers, 3 fouls. The only Lakers player in the starting lineup to have a negative plus minus.
Be neither timid.
Well, he is old. Maybe
He's
it's the beginning of
useless.
the end.
No, now accept your fate.
Oh god, we can only hope so. This is the last season.
The power.
Some people are saying he's going to keep playing after this year. I don't buy it.
Maybe there's.
Why? Like, The only reason he might have to do the one is because he's got 2 years, including this one, left on his contract, and it's a ton of
I
money.
shall vanquish evil.
But if he does play next season, I expect
should
him to
work.
play like maybe
Much thanks.
20
I shall
games.
come. Oh, shards of ice!
The only way
Perhaps
he'd
this
play more
suits
than
me
that is
best.
if he right announced that it was the LeBron James retirement tour.
Yeah, that's
But I
the
feel like that would take away from this
I'll
season.
use what I must.
yeah. But LeBron being LeBron, you would think that he would announce this is his final season if it is, because he'd be like, "Well, I want the farewell tour."
Yeah, I completely agree with you, because he's all like, I don't want any of these motherfuckers to think that I'm lesser than anyone else. And if guys like Kobe and Dirk got to have farewells,
By this power,
who wants it too, man?
we can do this.
But I mean, can you imagine the ticket prices
Thank you.
for Lakers at
Call upon the
Cavaliers
power within.
if he announces that that's his
Let's
last
try this.
Yeah,
season? Those ticket prices would be fucking record-setting.
and then they find out LeBron's being load managed that night, and they're like Tony Soprano in the meme. How could this happen?
That would genuinely be one of the funniest things ever, especially if fucking whoever's their clown of a coach just channeled Greg Popovich and for LeBron to put down DNP old.
Perhaps this
That'd be the best shit I can imagine.
I show
It
no
would be so
mercy.
based.
Commendable bearing.
Healer,
Back into the crystals.
light. Still here? Can't move.
Everything's numb.
Is that all? Captain's paralyzed? We're in trouble if he can't move.
Not now. Swordmaster!
Stroll's
I shall show
paralyzed.
you what true
He can't
magic
move at
is.
all.
I must reconsider. Not this one. For all that we strive for! Oh, shards of ice!
Hogenberg, they
Actually, not the way that the Timberwolves want to come off of, you know, how badly the last season ended for them.
Helpful as ever.
No, definitely not the statement that they want to be making today, but really their bench just played like shit.
I cannot
They
move.
got a lot of good play out of their starters for the most part, but their bench just, especially Naz Reid that won that fucking award, he just like gave up.
He needs healing now.
Yeah,
And that was not that important. In fact, he was actively sabotaging the team, so
Everything's
Have-
numb.
He can't move.
Swordmaster!
Just hold on, Heisme. We got this.
Observe the enemy. Come! No.
I need to reset
Anyway.
this battle, unfortunately.
he is terrible.
Mm.
Slash.
I wonder how long it's going to take for him to get his actual first basket.
I wonder if he'll play every night, or if he only played because it was opening night, and then they'll just shelve him until Christmas, like you were saying.
That's my guess. If it doesn't end up happening that way, then I would say, like, games that LeBron cares about. Games that LeBron cares about, you know, he'll put his foot down and be like, the boys play.
Be neither timid. Face me.
It's not going to make any difference, of course.
Hard for me to believe JJ Redick's going to stand up to LeBron.
Oh yeah, he's the guy that they have as their fucking coach now. Oh my
With
god.
healing power.
Quite a boon.
Yeah, I mean, remember, Frank Vogel had the courage to call LeBron racial slurs. We don't know if JJ Redick's willing to do that.
In the name. I'll cut you down.
Frank Vogel is a national.
Ready. Down.
Oh, shards of ice!
Hogenberg got them right.
Let
in
us
the
clean
weak
up.
spot.
Slash.
Captain,
Hey, well,
they
let's
slowed
go.
it down.
Here.
My thanks.
I owe you.
I'm obliged.
So you're strong!
Someone heal him fast!
I shall vanquish evil. Hack and slash.
Heisman's in real
For
danger.
all the
We
three
need to
strive
him
now!
now.
Freeze!
Hulkenberg got them right in their
Oh,
weak spot.
power of kings! Ha! Die!
The Vitus power. We're not out of this yet.
Thanks.
Helpful as ever.
Thank you.
Captain,
In the
they
name
slowed
of
him
justice. Let's try this. Thanks.
My thanks.
Twas needed.
Knocked out? Someone help him get back in the fight!
Mate! Oh, shards of ice!
Hulkenberg got them right
Let's
in their
take
weak
off.
spot.
This'll do.
I shall repay this
Can't
favor
afford to hold back.
tenfold.
No holding back.
You just don't fucking get that anymore nowadays. Watching this YouTube video, it's Journey playing Separate Ways, but it's 10 months before it was actually released as a song. They said during the concert tour that they wrote the song 2 fucking weeks ago.
This should work.
So this is the first time that a crowd ever heard it. And this is what I meant by you just don't hear that anymore, is when they start playing the music, it actually fucking sounds like the recording that you get. It's the same version they play on the radio, it's the same version you get in a CD, and wouldn't you know it, it's the same fucking thing you hear in real life. It's not 8 million different fucking studio effects if you go and see it live and it doesn't sound a fucking thing like it. And if it does, then you know for a fact that they're just lip syncing and shit, because if it was live, it wouldn't sound like the same.
Justice prevail! Oh,
You sound like the world's biggest
Oh.
boomer right now. I hope you realize that.
shards of ice!
Hulkenberg got them right in
I'm
their weak
about to
spot.
go mow my lawn at 11 o'clock at night.
I show no mercy.
Critical hit!
I will fight with
Heisman's a
the rock.
real ace!
Healer. We can do this.
My thanks.
I call upon royal power within. Here. Tougher than I thought.
Come! Freeze! One remaining!
Splendid.
God damn it.
Eat. Ha! Die! Formidable indeed.
Light. Last one. I
My
can't
life
afford to
is in
hold
your
back.
hands.
Are you prepared?
Without hope, there can be no true despair.
This should work.
For all that we strive for!
Hulkenberg got them right
You
in their
think
weak
yourself
spot.
now accept your fate.
Critical hit! Heisman's a real ace!
Watching a short, guy's talking about job interview advice, and he says, learn to say no. No is very powerful in a job interview. And then he goes to explain that. And the top comment is, can you explain this gap in your resume? No. Uh, that's pretty good.
On me, we go together. This doesn't feel right. Now accept your fate. Rancor!
It's okay. We can do this. Come forth, Royal Soul! Light! Now, what's the play? No
I just read
holding
the thing
back!
you sent me. Imagine being a fucking demon worshipping witch trying to cast a spell and realizing that Christianity is real and Jesus Christ is protecting Trump from your voodoo magic.
Hack and
Holy
slash!
shit, that's incredible.
I stand ready with blade in hand.
Oh,
Freeze.
oh my god.
Hulkenberg got them right
You
in their
think you
weak
face
spot.
me? Some darker arts.
Oh my god, that was funny.
What do you make of this whole witches thing? Is it just a LARP? Are they mentally ill?
All of the above. It is a bunch of mentally ill and simultaneously at least borderline retarded women who need attention and they're fucking deranged.
With healing
Spliced
powers.
in with just enough
Quite a move.
Helpful as ever.
satanic black magic stick shit, as
Are
Polly
you
would say.
prepared?
To where they're doing severe damage and harm to their souls by practicing it, but they're not actually achieving anything, let alone what they're hoping to.
Hulkenberg got them right in their weak
Now
spot.
accept your fate.
Like even fucking
insanity.
yeah, even fucking Dead by Daylight leaned into the meme, and I'm like, I didn't know this was such a widespread phenomenon.
Yeah, they're just
Rancor!
Captain,
Let's take
they slowed you down.
ladies and gentlemen, we got
Flare!
No, Scare Bar, it's just this Reddit post. It's not a picture. It's a Reddit post from this self-proclaimed witch who is trying to cast a
Yeah.
spell on Trump, but she says there seems to be some kind of protection guarding him, and I can't get through it.
Yeah, she says some other witches have mentioned that doing spells directly against Trump are not as effective as we might hope, as he seems to have some kind of protection around him. Which
Mhm.
is utterly fucking hysterical. It's like, gee, you think? An otherwise windless day on July 13th, a 7-mile-an-hour crosswind picks up half a second before the assassin pulls the trigger at the simultaneous moment that Trump just happens to turn his head, so the bullet misses by a quarter of an inch.
Stroll, they got you with multiple ailments.
The ignorant would call that luck. Witches say that he has some kind of protection around him.
Freeze.
How would you feel if I told you there was a 2,000-year-old book that would explain this phenomenon?
Some darker arts.
Oh,
Vitus power! We can do this!
I owe you. In the name of justice, Swordmaster! Ah!
Right on target. Nice
I shall
one,
show you
Stroll.
what. Oh, power of heroes! Oh, shards of ice!
I cannot move. Hulkenberg's been paralyzed. She can't move a muscle.
All power of kings. Rancor! Apologies.
Stroll,
I will
what
come
can
for
you
your
do?
Royal Soul! We're not out of this yet!
My thanks.
My thanks.
Was needed.
I don't think that's how it works, Scarecrow Bar.
I call upon royal power.
We
within.
don't elect a king, we elect a president.
Hack and slash. Tougher than I thought.
Captain,
I
they've got your
Cannot
defenses down.
move. I'll stay my blade.
Captain's hurt bad. Let's get him some healing. Captain's on his last legs. Someone get him healed up.
Allow me
let's
to
go.
use this.
Thanks.
Yeah, but you can't, like, say, oh, the punishment is too harsh. Let's lower the punishment. You either pardon it or you don't.
I owe you.
You can't just say, well, I don't think Alex Jones should be fined $1 billion, but I think he should be fined $10 million. Right?
It shouldn't be fine
Thank you.
at all.
Hulkenberg's
Let's
been
stay calm.
paralyzed.
Let's go.
She can't move a muscle.
We can do this.
Quite a boon.
Straight up.
My thanks.
I'm obliged.
Stroll,
In the
your
name
speed's
of
down.
justice. This should work.
Thank you. Let justice prevail. No. There!
That helped.
Much thanks.
Helpful as ever. Everything's numb.
Stroll's paralyzed. He can't move at all.
Now accept your fate.
You missed?
It's
Work on
okay.
your aim,
We can do
Heisman.
this. Come forth, royal soul,
Let's do that.
with healing power.
My thanks.
I owe you.
I'm obliged.
Everything's numb. All yours.
Captain's
like
down.
this.
Someone, help him back up. Hey!
For
Hey!
all that we
Wake up!
strive for!
We're still in a fight
Freeze.
here. Hulkenberg got them right
Be
in their weak
neither
spot.
timid nor arrogant. I'll use this.
Stroll's
Still
paralyzed.
fight.
He can't move at all.
Vida's power. We can do this.
Quite a boon.
My thanks.
'Twas needed.
Everything's numb. I shall vanquish evil.
I see your game.
Finesse. Beautiful dodge,
Beautiful.
Heisman.
With blade in hand! Oh, shards of ice!
Hulkenberg got them right
Let
in
us
their
clean
weak
up
spot.
this mess. I'll use what I must. Some darker arts. First one!
Stroll's
You won't
paralyzed.
hold back.
He can't move at all.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Light.
Ah.
Not bad, if I say so myself.
I'll strive for greater heights.
Nice. I feel strong.
Ah! I didn't know I had it in me.
Hail!
So Trump is going to go on Joe Rogan on Friday.
okay.
What?
Now then.
Say,
Yes.
I don't know. I feel like these things should have been done a month ago before early voting started. So many people have voted by now. I don't know. To me, it feels like I don't know why you're doing the Joe Rogan thing now. But it is a very easy way to reach a very large audience. I just feel like it needed to be done before a lot of them voted.
I agree, but here's my thought process. Early voting is largely done by people who have already made up their minds. Like, independents typically they're thought of as being like indecisive, and people who are going to wait until like the last minute to actually make up their mind. You know?
Right.
And I think that's what this is about, is trying to capture the independent.
Our risk pays off.
Maybe I'm wrong.
It's possible.
But,
I'm open to it.
what now?
That's what I think on Trump's part. On Kamala's part, this is just pure base utter fucking incompetence. There is no explanation for it. How she's fucking up so badly on literally everything. So yeah.
Do you remember when James Harden was photographed wearing a Blue Lives Matter mask during COVID? Without thinking about the ramifications. It was like, you know, that American flag with the blue stripe on it to represent, you know, the blue line.
Oh, right.
Remember all the memes? I remember one meme was like the black hand and the white hand shaking. One side was cops. The other side was James Harden. And the handshake was pulling up and shooting immediately. That was
Pretty
a
good.
great one.
His initial reaction when people were upset about him doing that was, I don't got an internet.
Nobody's gonna fall for that these days. Everybody has internet.
I don't have online.
I don't have America AOL. I can't believe the shit I used to put up with getting on the internet via AOL. And, you know, it didn't even seem like a weird thing. It was just something you did.
Feel greater power within.
Very impressive.
Oh man, there's a great comment from Undertaker's interview with Trump. It came off as being more like just a regular podcast episode, because it wasn't really an interview, because Trump was just so excited. He was asking the Undertaker a ton of questions too, because you can tell that he's loved the Undertaker for a long time. So there's a great comment where it's all like, if you had Kamala on the podcast, she'd be like, you know, Taker, you may not know this, but I come from a middle-class wrestling family.
Like, what was the name of that one wrestling family dynasty? The Iron Claw or whatever? God.
Oh, the Von Erichs.
Yeah. She tried to say she was like from the Indian version of the that.
Oh man, that's pretty good.
She studied for the interview by watching Nacho Libre the previous night.
On your guard.
Exemplary.
Nacho Libre
Not
was pretty
funny
good.
'cause-
Stand ready.
yeah. A lot of wrestling fans felt kind of betrayed, you know, because The Undertaker's a legend. They're like, why is he interviewing Donald Trump? And it's all like, are you guys fucking retarded? Like, why do you think Trump is in the WWE Hall of Fame?
Push through.
Feel the power.
WrestleMania did not make a ton of money at first, and it actually cost Vince a shitload of money because of how extravagant and bombastic he was trying to make it, getting celebrities like Mr. T to be involved.
Mhm.
That he went heavily into debt because of it. No one, because they weren't making any kind of profit on this shit, no one was willing to actually host because they knew that Vince wasn't going to be able to pay him because he was going to lose money.
Mhm.
So wouldn't you know it, he turned to his friend Donald Trump. WrestleManias 3, 4, and 5, or no, I think it was 4, 5, and 6, were in Trump Tower, and or one of Trump's towers. Sorry, I know there's multiple in Atlantic City and Chicago. Huge Trump-owned venues. It's the whole fucking reason that WrestleMania is even around. Let alone that the World Wrestling Federation managed to continue for as long as it did and would eventually become the only game in town. Like, these people are professional wrestling fans. Oh, I hate that Donald Trump guy. It's like, dude, he literally is the reason you even have it right now. Shut up.
Yeah, are you familiar with this story that's come out on Trump today about the Mexican service member? This new attempt to finally
Oh,
end Donald Trump, the latest and greatest attempt.
yeah. Yeah, wasn't it was an article written by a guy unironically named Goldberg,
I think so.
who was trying to be like, oh yeah, he made comments. He made comments where he said that he wished he had generals like Hitler did,
Yeah,
or
and
some
he got
shit.
pissed
Just
off that
all
the
this,
burial was going to cost like $60,000, and he got pissed off and refused to pay it or something.
yeah, all this kind of nonsense is coming out, and like everyone involved with the family immediately comes out and says, hey, that's complete bullshit, and that never happened.
Yeah,
And it's like, oh,
they
look,
keep
and the guy's
trying,
name
man.
is Goldberg. Who'd have thunk it?
They keep trying.
I'd like to see old Donnie Trump wriggle his way out of this one.
They really haven't learned that they can't really hurt him. They still think they can hurt him with the traditional means and methods.
Oh, they saw us.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, nice work.
He called it raw, that's just rare. He said medium rare, the thing's medium well. I don't know who the fuck taught him it just
We've
blah.
put some distance between us.
But anyway, ordinary sausage cooked a steak with a hairdryer. He doesn't have a fucking clue about steak doneness. But
What?
apparently you can cook a steak with a hairdryer. Just requires intense amounts of patience.
I really don't think Rogan has that much of a left-leaning audience anymore. I think his audience is right-wingers and the kind of person who feels like it's like makes their identity special if they throw their vote away on a meaningless third-party candidate every 4 years. I don't think the left-leaners are around that much for Rogan anymore. But there is that quote-unquote centrist, moderate, independent community that there's still some value in trying to win over.
Yeah. Joe Rogan's audience will be very entertained, the same as like just about anybody would, by whatever happens with the Trump interview. But in terms of how they vote, if Trump was going to come out and say a bunch of positive dude weed shit, he'd win him over. But he's not going to do that. So nothing's really going to happen. You're right. There's no real left-leaning audience for Joe Rogan anymore. Because they all just assume that on account of the fact that he's masculine, that he's hard
I
right.
knew I could count on you.
Even though he's desperately trying to avoid being labeled that way.
Not bad.
To be the fence sitter out there and fight Tim Pool for that shit. But yeah, I don't expect any voters to be won over by Trump doing this, but I expect a lot of people to be entertained.
Yeah.
And this is another thing. I think this isn't part of Trump campaigning so much as Trump's just trying to reconnect with the people. And this is part of the, I've already won, so now I'm trying to get you used to me being around again and you being okay with it.
Okay,
That's what
so
some of this stuff comes off as, especially the McDonald's thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's kind of like, hey guys, let's not all fucking hate each other this time. And you know, that's a great message for now and everything. But we all know that the moment he's sworn in on January 20th, in a couple of months here, they're all going in a giant blender. So who the fuck cares? You know, live and let live only works if you're alive.
yeah, nice work.
I have a hot take.
What now? What now?
So apparently LeBron set the all-time record tonight for most misses in a career. Because he had the record for makes, and now he has the record for points, now he has the record for misses.
Let's push through!
Nice job, noob.
Dad, you
Wait, does he have the record for makes? I
I can
think
feel my
Kareem's
power growing.
Yeah, you might be right, because Kareem never shot threes.
Exactly.
Come on!
amazing. Great moves back there.
Yep. The record for makes. Oh my God! How about that? After this game, LeBron is exactly 1,000 makes behind Kareem. Kareem with the all-time record of 15,837. LeBron is second place with 14,837.
So if he comes back for a couple years, he could actually get there. It just probably won't because he won't come back.
That should do it.
I just want to see what his season average is for makes. If he plays a decent amount this season, and then he also plays a decent amount next season, he should get there. Because
Okay.
usually when he averages about 70 games, he gets 600 makes. He's obviously been slowing down since he came to LA. But
Yeah, nice work.
if this is his last season, he won't get it. If he misses a decent amount of time this year or next year, he won't get it. But if he plays 70 games this year or next year, he'll get it.
Oh, they saw us.
Kareem's already upset about everything anyway. Now we'll have one more thing to be upset about.
But yes, before this game, oh man, that's actually really funny. Before this game, LeBron was second place all time in field goals missed. He was 5 behind all-time leader
Impressive.
Kobe Bryant.
Impressive as ever.
So now he's number one, right? After today.
Yes, that's correct. But the fact that Kobe was first all-time in misses
Yeah?
and Kobe is 7th all-time in makes, that is really funny.
Well, that's what happens when you come back for that final year and shoot like 27% from the field.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yep.
Rest in peace, brother.
Nah, man.
Wow.
The only
Yeah,
reason why he
that's-
found peace is because he died. Could you imagine if Kobe stuck around to find out about COVID, find out about the Talk to a podcast, or find out about Lunchly or KSI's rap
The
career?
Talk to a podcast would have caused him to get in the helicopter for sure. Here's another record LeBron will break this season. Minutes played. He's 900 behind Kareem, and he usually averages about 4,000 this season.
Man, he's gonna own like every bulk record.
Not free throws.
Mhm.
He's not even close to Karl Malone.
Is he close on attempts?
Is that the end then?
Um,
We've cleared the way.
I'll check in a minute, but
Amazing. Great moves back
LeBron averages through his career about 250 free throws makes a season.
Mhm.
Last year he had 300. He is 1,400 behind Karl Malone. He's not even in second place either. He's 200 behind Moses, but he should pass Moses
Mhm.
this season. Let me see free throw attempts for a career. Wow. LeBron's still in third place. He's 400 behind Wilt Chamberlain, and he is 2,000 behind Karl Malone.
So he's not getting there. Okay.
Not even close.
Is he in the top 10 on threes? He's got to be, right? He just keeps shooting them, even though he's not
Oh, yeah.
the best at making
Yeah.
them.
Top 10 easily. He's 8th in makes, 5th in attempts.
Mhm.
Steph is light years ahead of everybody in terms of everything.
Yeah, that's not changing anytime soon.
Stand by.
No problem.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a rat.
Somebody found us.
I got a rat in my attic.
Yeah, nice work.
How can you tell?
I can hear the fucker digging around up there. He's like right above me.
Yeah.
It's
Blades at the
loud.
Yeah, I told you about the rat that we had last week, right?
Yeah, I bet if I fucking smacked my ceiling right now, I'd hear it fucking screech.
And then run away. Yeah.
Oh, he's fucking stalling on something up there. So intense, it sounds like it's raining.
Yeah.
I am gonna smack my ceiling. Just get this fucker to shut up.
Damn, they're onto us.
Gotta find me a stick first.
I wish I didn't have to hate rats as much as I do, but they are disgusting little disease carriers.
Hey, good
And
one.
they all need to go into a giant blender.
For real. Yeah, that shut him up. He just didn't freak out like I was thinking he was gonna. Yeah, gotta take care of that fucking thing.
Yeah, the medicine we have, I can ask my dad what medicine we use. It works perfectly. It paralyzes their legs, and it makes them thirsty, so they have to come out of hiding. And then you just finish them, and you toss them. The problem is sometimes they come out into the open to try to find water, and they run into one of your dogs, and your dog doesn't really understand what's going on.
Right. I like the old classic with the steel bar. Just whack. Crush 'em. Wow. He's also not going to have the all-time record for triple doubles. Fucking Jokic passed him, and he's not going to catch up to Jokic this year. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
He's 5th all-time. Westbrook's the all-time leader. He's got 199. So
LeBron will be
Westbrook,
lucky to get one, like more than 2 triple doubles this year.
honestly, yeah. Fucking actually, Doncic is pretty close to LeBron. He's 8th all-time. LeBron's 5th. Considering how young he is, Doncic is easily going to pass him. Because like James Harden is tied at 8th with Luka, but Harden's age, he's not going to pass LeBron. Because they're at 77, LeBron's at 112. Doncic could do that next season, pass LeBron. Harden, I don't think he's going to do it before he retires.
Now, here's the
Too late.
interesting question. Can he pass Chris Paul for assists? Assists.
Well, let me see here.
Because Chris Paul currently has a
Um,
900 lead, and technically he's still on a team. He's not retired yet.
Yeah, it genuinely is questionable because LeBron has not gotten 900 assists in a season ever. His absolute peak assists in a season was 2018 in Cleveland. He had 747, was the most in one season he ever got. And since coming to Los Angeles, the most he ever got was last year. He had 589. Other than that, every other year is either 300 or 400. So honestly, probably no.
Yeah, especially
I
if
don't even know
Paul
why
does
his assists
anything
per
this
game
year.
suddenly shot up so. I really don't understand how his assists per game shot up so high last season.
What now?
Oh, that's why. LeBron hasn't really played that much in LA. Last year he played 71 games. Every other year in LA it's 50 some. So that's probably why he has just more games.
Yeah. So he's not going to crack the top 3 in assists, most likely, but the fact that he's even in the conversation is pretty crazy.
What's really sad is that, like you said, Chris Paul hasn't retired yet. He's super fucking close to passing up Jason Kidd second all time.
If
He's
he,
only 200 away.
he'll probably do it unless he gets benched a lot, which I don't think he will.
He actually might. You're right, because last season he barely played with the Warriors relative to Chris Paul's career. Of course, he played 26 minutes a game, 58 games, started 18. But for him, that's barely playing. But he still had 393 assists last season with the Warriors. So I forget who he's on now. Oh, the Spurs.
Yeah, the Spurs.
Oh yeah, if the Spurs should very much be done tanking, and right now they want to just see what they've got. Popovich really should be trying, and like Chris Paul could do great things just feeding that kid, because the kid around the basket last season he was putting up prime Shaq fucking numbers.
Oh yeah.
This kid is a pick and roll machine. And then they get Chris Paul. If they genuinely tried and they made a move for like a good pickup sometime this season, which I highly doubt they'd be able to, but like if they had the ability to trade for like a good number 2, I don't even know who, but like someone of Kevin Love quality when he was in Cleveland, if they could do that, they'd be contenders right now. With the kid putting up numbers like that, right now.
Somehow,
Because if you got Chris Paul feeding them, like that, doesn't matter how old Chris Paul is, man. That's just automatic.
Yeah.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is, Dota, I think he's really getting exposed as not being all that good. Maybe he knows the writing's on the wall, and he wouldn't even be a third-round pick. Like, remember KJ Jefferson? KJ Jefferson kept going back to college over and over and over again, even though he was supposed to be like at least a top 100 pick, and then over time we've watched him and realized, no, he's just terrible and can't play.
What now?
LeBron is 30th all time in total rebounds in a career, which is really funny to me.
I'll be right back, guys.
He's
Give me a few
way-
minutes.
Way the fuck down there. Oh,
Okay, I am back. Not too much longer, but I will be here for a little bit more. Ooh, is LeBron gonna pass Kareem in minutes played? I think he will. He's only 1,000, like, no, not 1,000. He's like 850 behind. So that should actually be money in the bank. Snacks may have gone AFK, I'm not sure. Pretty sure now.
All right then.
Let's go. Okay, what's the plan?
Now then.
Ah, I see.
Ah, there a ways.
Let's... It's your call. Let's move.
All right then.
We really smashed each other. Oh, this sweltering heat. What in the blazes?
All right then. All right then.
Even me tail's chewed out. Two of them.
All right then.
Why, it's lovely out.
Now what am I to do?
Hello there.
Now then.
Now what am I to do?
Guess there's nothing to be done.
Obliged.
What are you pining for?
If you can, I'll be much obliged.
Guess there's nothing to be done.
Him? King? And what is it you want?
Him? King?
I think so, Scarecrow Bar. I believe so. I think you're right. Never really thought about that Scarecrow bar, but I guess you're right.
All right then. All right then.
Hey, listen.
Welcome. Hiya. Oh there.
Can we talk?
Thanks.
Gone clammy all over.
It's quite fresh. This?
I'm just all right. Incredulous.
Maurice? Dad,
You there?
can we talk?
My money's on Saturday.
Dad. Maurice?
Uh-huh.
We did it. All right.
Thanks, mate.
What now? All right then. Let's go.
Well, what do you want to do?
Now then,
But which
you seem interested.
But which one? That's where you want to. It's your call. Let's move.
What were the guards doing?
All right then.
What am I to do?
All right then. Look at that.
Look. Yep.
Take a look. Amazing. What now?
All right, I'm back.
So here's another record LeBron will likely set this year: minutes played. That should be kind of automatic for him at this point, honestly.
And that's the thing is I'm like, you hear a lot of arguments from people about why LeBron's the GOAT. More and more of these arguments have to do with longevity. It's
Mhm.
like, guys, you don't want to make that argument because, yeah, you take that away from Jordan, but then you're just handing it right over to Kareem. Because if you want to talk about longevity, well, Kareem didn't shoot threes, but he's still got way more field goals made than LeBron, and LeBron's probably not going to touch that. He obviously has way more blocks and rebounds than LeBron. He was more impactful. He's got more rings, less losses, and of course, more MVPs. And he's got all these stat leads on LeBron still. And then if LeBron passes him in minutes played, you can't sit there and be like, well, it's because Kareem had the advantage of playing so much more. It's kind of like, well, Kareem did more in less time. So if you want to say LeBron's the GOAT, all you're really doing is saying, okay, well, it turns out it's Kareem again.
Yeah.
And any argument you say for why it's not Kareem, it's like, well, then it's Jordan. It doesn't matter by what metric you're arguing by. It's not going to be LeBron.
If LeBron had just popped his Achilles with a few games left in the season last year, he would have retired with 1488 games played. Such a missed opportunity.
For real. That would have been the funniest thing ever.
What'll it be?
Good.
That's good.
Now then. Now then. Now then. Now then. Now then. Now then. Now then.
What'll it be?
Can't be.
I'm absolutely drenched. Isn't that... Let's see... Yep.
Alright, guys. That's going to do it for tonight. I got some things to do. So I'm going to go ahead and save. And I'm going to go and get out of here. See you guys later today.